Welcome back to another edition of WDEE-TV headline news for this day, Friday, December 5th, 2014. My name is Michael G. Nastos reporting. We have our top 5 stories, and we start off with a trivia question today. What famous jazz musician's daughter won the 4th season of the show that was on television, America's Top Model, hosted by Tyra Banks? We'll have that answer later on in the newscast. Right now, though, our first story from the Saline Reporter, written by Amy Bell. A Saline music teacher has been chosen as a top teacher of 2014. Robert Cindric is a busy guy, to say the least. He dedicates his days to teaching K through 3 general music at Woodland Meadows Elementary School in Saline. Outside of that, he helps with the Saline area players, musicals, and even directs choir and plays organ at the local First Presbyterian Church in Saline. But his music-packed schedule didn't deter him from fulfilling one of his pupils' wishes last school year to start an elementary school choir. Tess, a student from the district, emailed Cindric over the summer to ask him if he'd be willing to head up a choir. If she could find other kids interested in joining, then it was a go. Within the day, Tess had already rounded up about 25 kids who wanted to participate. I said, "Sure, let's give it a shot," recalls Cindric, who previously taught middle school and high school choir. She just asked him a simple question, and he gave a simple answer. "Yes," said Nora Karachner, Tess's mom, who was so impressed by Cindric that she nominated him for the Top Teacher Award. More on this story on our local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com. Coming up next, story number 2 for the day, a stolen 5,000-pound bridge has been recovered.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
We continue with WDEE-TV headline news for this Friday. My name is Michael G. Nastos reporting. We're coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Top 5 stories of the day, and this is story number 2 as reported by the Associated Press. Thanks, by the way, to my producer, Ray B. today. A Michigan man said his family's 5,000-pound footbridge has been recovered after being stolen from his property in suburban Detroit. Robert Cordes filed a police report Wednesday saying that his 40-foot bridge made of steel and wood was stolen from his property in Farmington Hills. Cordes said he discovered the bridge was missing when he stopped by his property near 8 Mile Road with plans to move that bridge this week. He planned to set it up at his catering business for taking wedding photos. Cordes continued, saying his bridge has sentimental value because his father built it decades ago. The Detroit News says police on Thursday found the bridge undamaged in Belleville, about 20 miles south of where it disappeared. There is no word on who might possibly have stolen that bridge. More on this rather interesting and a little bit humorous story on our local news feeds links on our website, WDEE-TV.com. Coming up next, a bill will allow a 4 a.m. downtown bar in Saline.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the Wolverine Grill, located at 228 West Michigan Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Check us out on the internet at thewolverinegrill.com.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
Welcome back to more WDEE-TV.com headline news. We're sharing Michigan with the world for you today, as every day. My name is Michael G. Nastos, your news anchor. And this story coming up to you from Beth Dalby and the Saline Patch crew. The state Senate approved a controversial measure Thursday that would give municipalities the authority to allow bars in their central business districts to stay open until 4 a.m., despite opposition from groups who say it would burden already taxed police forces and potentially increase alcohol-related fatalities during the morning commute. This measure, with the Senate previously turning it down, passed on a 22-14 vote and now heads to the House for consideration, the Detroit Free Press reports. If it passes there in the lame duck session of the legislature, Governor Rick Snyder would still have to sign it. This proposed legislation is intended to level the playing field for bars, which now must close at 2 a.m., while so-called blind pigs, unregulated after-hours clubs, operate outside the law. Senator Virgil Smith, the Democrat from Detroit, said in testimony earlier this year the change would promote a safe environment. More on this story can be found, including a lot of other stories, on our local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Hikes Decorated Apparel, located at 133 West Michigan Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Check us out on the internet at hike.com.
We're back with our final segment here on this Friday for WDEE-TV Headline News. We have the answer to our trivia question coming up. And right now it's a WDEE-TV Headline Sports Report. Today we dedicate this report in the memory of the well-known multi-award-winning columnist and reporter Brian Burwell, who died yesterday of cancer at age 59. Locals will remember Burwell and his work with the Detroit News. He was recently with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and CBS Sports Radio. He was seen frequently on ESPN's Sunday topic-driven debate show, The Sports Reporters. He worked for HBO, Turner Sports, New York's Daily News, and Newsday. He wrote the authorized biography of Oakland Raiders pro football coach John Madden. The Detroit Tigers repeated a scenario that produced great dividends. They plucked a player off waivers from the Houston Astros. Josh Zeid, a right-handed fastball pitcher, plagued with foot injuries the past 2 years, was claimed by Detroit, hoping to follow in the footsteps of another ex-Astro outfielder, J.D. Martinez. 6'5" Zeid played in 48 games with the Astros over the last 2 years after being acquired from the Philadelphia Phillies, who drafted him. Zeid is predicted as a reliever and possibly a closer. He'll be backed by Brad Ausmus, back with Brad, who was his manager for Team Israel during the World Baseball Classic in 2013. Meanwhile, yet another former University of Michigan quarterback is in the news, making an attempted comeback to play Major League Baseball. Clayton Richard, the left-handed starting pitcher who sat out most of 2014 injured, save 4 combined AA and AAA league games, signed a minor league contract with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He pitched for the San Diego Padres and Chicago White Sox when he was healthy over his 10 professional seasons. You might remember Richard as a short-term backup quarterback to current NFL QB Chad Henne as a Wolverine in 2004. In WDEE-TV headline music and entertainment news, we continue our features on the best jazz CDs of 2014. Band leader Daryl Katz has created bold, innovative new music with his Jazz Composers Alliance Orchestra via his Leo Records CD, Why Do You Ride? It follows in that progressive tradition. It's in my top 25 jazz CD list for 2014. The recording also has a local connection as percussionist Ryan Edwards is a band member. Edwards, if you recall, led the Ann Arbor area Like Water drummers and dancers before moving to Boston, where Katz is based, to study jazz drumming and expand his horizons. Here's a little bit of the music of Daryl Katz. I've voted Clarity, the music of Claire Fisher on Random Act Records by Rosanna Vitro, as Best Jazz Vocal CD of 2014. She's been heard many times in the area over 3 decades, but this CD also refers to another regional tie, as the late Latin jazz keyboardist and composer Claire Fisher spent considerable time as a student at Michigan State University. Although Fisher has made many recordings with vocalists, this one features Vitro's personalized, soaring interpretations of his music exclusively.
That felt so long ago. I still recall you and all those early hours. Though I were there.
On the live music scene in Michigan tonight, Canadian trumpeter and vocalist Bria Skonberg is at the DIA with her group. Ex-Michigan State student who grew up in Flint, Dee Dee Bridgewater sings at Orchestra Hall. Vincent York and Jazzistry will celebrate Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald at the Ark. It's Katie Geddes and Friends featuring Chuck Brodsky, Matt Watroba, and All About Eve. They'll be at the Greenwood Coffee House tonight. The Impact Percussion Ensemble is at the E.V. Moore Rehearsal Hall. And as we mentioned yesterday, Afro Horn is in Dearborn at the Arab American National Museum. The answer to the trivia question: the parents of Naima Mora, who won the 4th season of America's Next Top Model, was, in fact, and is, Francisco Mora Catlett and Teresa Mora. Tonight also, Charlie Dentel plays in Chelsea at the Ale House. The Planet D Nonet plays through Saturday at the Dirty Dog in Grosse Pointe. Laura Rain and the Caesars are back from a live Madhouse TV session in New York City at Mr. B's Pub in Royal Oak tomorrow night, and Sunday at Scooters in Flint with Kathleen Murray, presented by Greg Nagy. Saturday, the Third Coast Kings play the Wolverine State Brewing Company in Ann Arbor. Sunday, it's the University of Michigan Traditional Congolese Dance Troupe at the U of M Dance Building at 2 p.m. Vinyl Underground with Chris McCall and Keith Malinowski are at the Motor City Casino, while the Redford Civic Symphony Orchestra performs at 3 p.m. at the St. Paul's Presbyterian Church in Livonia. Next Tuesday, the Old Town Jazz Series in Ann Arbor continues with guitarist Carl Michael and Friends. We do encourage you to check out and support artists in their endeavors. And a reminder, post your local events on Facebook. Please do it at least a week in advance. You will receive coverage from us. And that's WDEE-TV headline news for Friday, December 5th, 2014. Have a great weekend and enjoy the beauty of this world. My name is Michael G. Nastos, saying so long, everybody.
Thank you.